Hi, everybody. Here we are, McCracken County Public Library. McCracken County Public Library. We're here for story time. We're doing books from the Southwest, books about the Southwest. So that would include some of the states like Arizona, maybe some Utah, maybe some New Mexico.
New Mexico?
What, honey?
What about here?
What about here? Well, I think these stories are all going to take places in the southwestern part of the United States of America. So let us start with the 10 Little Rabbits.
Okay.
You don't throw a kiss. Oh, excuse me, Bob.
Kiss, Bob?
Okay, Bob wants to throw you a kiss. Everybody get ready to catch.
Ready to catch?
1, 2, 3, kiss. And blow. All right, Bob Dog. Let's look at the book titled 10 Little Rabbits.
10 Little Rabbits.
Virginia Grossman is the author, and Sylvia Long did the pictures. I like it. It is about rabbits, and the really interesting part about this is that all of these rabbits represent different tribal nations.
Oh, wow.
So if you're ever able to check out this book, it will tell you about the Sioux, the Ute, the Blackfoot, the Tewa, the Hopi, the Arapaho, the Nez Perce, all of these Indians. Even the Navajo. That's your favorite, isn't it, Bob Dog? So we have some Navajo friends. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So this is 10 Little Indians. Will you read after me?
Yeah.
And those who would like to, you're going to hold up the correct number with your finger.
Hi.
One lonely traveler riding on the plain. One lonely traveler riding on the plain. Okay, and here's our little Indian rabbit. There she is.
Just one.
Just one. Now we have two. Two graceful dancers asking for some rain. Everyone.
Two graceful dancers asking for some rain.
I hear it. I hear the rain. I hear the rain stick. That rain stick used to be a cactus too. And now it's a rain stick. Oh, I love this blanket. This blanket. They're making smoke signals. They built a big campfire. Then they hold it high over the campfire.
So it doesn't catch fire.
And they make big puffs of smoke and smaller puffs of smoke and big puffs of smoke. And they're sending out the news. So here's the sentence. Please say it after me. 3 busy messengers sending out the news. 3 busy messengers sending out the news. I like it. I like it too, Bob Dog. Now, trackers. Does anyone know what trackers are? Trackers. What are trackers, Anna Grace? Footprints. Is that what you were going to say too? Okay, let's all say they look for footprints.
They look for footprints.
Look at the big prints.
Oh, goodness.
We have a big guy in the room. What kind of prints do you think those are, Andrew? They're bear prints.
Good eye.
That's right.
You're a tracker.
So let's say after me, 4 clever trackers looking for some clues. 4 clever trackers looking for some clues. They're sneaking around. Do you ever look for clues? Like, where are my shoes? And
Yeah,
you're
mostly.
maybe you saw a sock. Maybe they'd be in that direction. Now we're ready for number what? 5. Thank you.
Good, paying attention.
Thank you. She's so smart. She is. Oh, this is a favorite one, Miss Nicole, because you're such a good storyteller. 5 wise storytellers trying to keep warm. 5
wise storytellers trying to keep warm.
Oh, they're trying to keep warm. And those Indian blankets will do it. They will keep you warm. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. What's the next number? 6. 6. Do you know the meaning of the word nimble?
Nimble.
Like Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, jump over the candlestick.
Does it mean quick?
Nimble means that you're limber, that you can do all kinds of loose things with your body. If you're limber, if you're nimble, you can be loose. So you can also be quick. 6 nimble runners fleeing from a storm. 6 nimble runners fleeing
from the storm.
Fleeing means to run away. Next number.
7.
Thank you.
Number 7.
7 merry mischief makers.
7.
Playing hide and seek. Everyone. 7 merry mischief makers playing hide and seek. You know, that's the first thing that some little babies love to do.
Oh, yes.
If you have a baby in your family or you know
do
someone
that?
who does, to put a towel or something up in front of your face and then look out and say, peekaboo. Do you ever
Love
play
it.
that game? It's
Or
fun.
use your hands, yeah.
It's a fun game to play.
They laugh every time. No.
Audrey and Annabelle.
Oh,
Really? You have the 2 babies, Audrey and Annabelle. That's great. 8 patient anglers fishing in a creek. An angler is a fisherman. So let's read that. 8 patient anglers fishing in a creek. There they are. Oh, now
Very
we'll all get to
patient.
drum. And since you don't have a wooden log nearby, how about just using your knees or your thighs? 9 festive drummers beating on a drum. 9 festive drummers
beating on a drum.
I like it. Oh, I like it too. That's fun. They have some wonderful masks. Oh, these are 10 sleepy weavers. Knowing day is done. 10 sleepy weavers. Knowing day is done. I love it. I love it too. All their blankets are different.
Night-night.
But we have one more page. And on this page, we have no words. But we can see they've settled down for sleep time. There's
snuggled
beautiful
up.
stars. And to be able to see stars in the west, especially in a really high altitude, it's just so beautiful. It does look like they touch the ground. So we're going to count the tents and see if we can account for all of the Indians. Would you like to point to those, Miss?
To the tents or the babies
To
inside?
the babies inside.
1,
2.
2.
There's 2 in there.
3,
3, 4, 5,
Hey, 6. He's not in a tent.
7,
7,
8, 9,
10.
10.
All snuggled in there.
They're in there.
10.
So this is such a nice book, and I even love the inside of
That's
the
a nice
cover.
pattern.
What a
Beautiful.
beautiful design that is.
And
We're
the
glad you're
rabbits.
here today. And
This says the tortoise and the jackrabbit. One of the
Tortoise
stories
and
we're
the
going to have
jackrabbit.
later.
Peppers or are they?
I think there's
There's
those
some-
hot peppers.
they're peppers. Hot
Hot peppers grow
Oh,
in the
wow.
desert in the
Hot
southwest.
peppers.
Hot
Maybe
peppers.
sweet peppers. How about you sitting over here in your little chair? We're going to sing a song that Brary sang last week.
Did you
So
remember?
I want you to go back in time and think of Brary Bear. Does anybody remember the name of the song that Brary sang? Or do you remember anything about the song? Oh, give
Me.
home.
Good.
Does anybody know the name of that song? It's called Home on the Range.
Yeah, you got
That's
it.
right. That's right.
I remember now.
That's right. Well, let's sing it. Here we go. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Now our voices go high. Oh, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Wonderful.
Now I'm going to read 2 more verses, and after I read the verse, then I want everyone to stand up and go into the chorus. Not yet, after I read the verse, and sway with this music, because this is very good swaying music. Yeah, and it goes like this. Yes, give me the gleam of the swift mountain stream and the place where no hurricane blows. Oh, give me the park where the prairie dogs bark. Let's hear some prairie dogs. And the mountains, oh, the mountains, all covered with snow. Now let's stand and sing, and let us sway. I'm sorry, I hit you in the head with paper. Here we go. 2, 3. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play,
Good sway.
where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Now you can just jiggle on your horse a little bit, and I'll read the next verse. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light from the glittering stars, have I stood here amazed and asked as I gazed if their glory exceeds that of ours. What do you think? I think it exceeds ours by a millionfold. There's nothing any more beautiful than the stars at night to look up and see them. So now let's go into our home again, and everybody sing, and let's just be lilting. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all, make it pretty, day.
Not a cloud.
Oh, that was
Sunshine.
really pretty. Let's sit down together.
Thank you for swaying so good.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
And we have another story, and that will be the 3 javelinas.
Did you say javelina? Isn't that a
It looks
fun-
like javelinas,
Starts
doesn't
with
it?
a
It looks
J.
like Java.
The 3 little javelinas.
Uh-huh.
Like the 3 little pigs.
You
Oh.
know that story
Just
is
like-
what this story is based on. That's right.
Uh-huh,
But in
exactly.
the Southwest, there are these special little animals called javelinas. And you know what? They are the cousin of the pig. They're very hairy, very hairy.
And they have snouts.
They do have pink little snouts, like a pig. Do you see their pictures of how hairy they are? They live in the desert, yes.
As a bear, maybe.
Maybe even as hairy as a bear. Prickly hairs. Once upon a time, way out Out in the desert,
In the desert.
there were 3 little javelinas. Can you say javelinas?
Javelinas.
Very good.
Javelina.
They are wild, hairy, southwestern cousins of pigs. Their heads were hairy, their backs were hairy, and their bony legs, all the way down to their hard little hooves, were very hairy. But their snouts were soft and pink. One day, the 3 little javelinas trotted away to seek their fortunes. And soon the little javelinas came to a spot where the path divided, and each one took a different way. The first little javelina wandered lazily along. He didn't see a dust storm swirling across the desert until, whoop, it caught him, and the whirlwind blew away and left the first little javelina sitting on a heap of tumbleweeds. Brushing himself off, he said, "Oh, I'll build a house with them." And in no time at all, he did. A little tumbleweed house. Then along came a coyote. Ooh. He ran through the desert so quickly and so quietly that he was almost invisible. Well, he laughed when he saw that tumbleweed house and smelled the javelina inside. Can you sniff like a coyote smelling? A tender, juicy pig, he thought. He called out sweetly, "Oh, little pig, let me come in." "Oh, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," shouted the first javelina, who had a lot of hair under his chinny chin chin. "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," said the coyote. And he huffed, everyone huffed, and he puffed, and he blew that little tumbleweed house away.
There it went.
It wasn't very hard either, probably. But in all of that hullabaloo, the first little javelina escaped and went looking for his brother and sister. The coyote, who was very sneaky, tiptoed along behind. Can you tiptoe? Tiptoe, 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 tiptoe. Remember, he was very quiet. The second little javelina walked for miles among the giant cactus plants called saguaros in the hot sun. He came upon a Native American woman who was gathering sticks from inside of a dried up cactus. The second little javelina said, "Please, may I have some sticks to build a house?" Whew, he's so sweaty. "How?" she said, which means yes in the language of the desert people. Can you try that? How?
How?
Nice way to say yes, isn't
How?
it? And when he was finished building his house, he lay down in the shade. And then his brother arrived, panting from the heat, and the second little javelina moved over and made a place for him. What a nice brother. Just share the shade in the hot, hot desert. Well, pretty soon, Coyote found the saguaro rib house. And he used his magic to make his voice sound just like a javelina. Little pig, let me come in," he called. But the little javelinas were suspicious. The second one cried, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Well, then the coyote smiled, showing all of his sharp teeth. Let me see your sharp teeth. "Well, then I will huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he huffed, and he puffed, and all the saguaro ribs came tumbling down. But the 2 little javelinas escaped into the desert. Still not discouraged, though, the coyote followed slyly. The third little javelina trotted through the beautiful palo verde trees with green trunks and yellow flowers. Then she came to a place where a man was making adobe bricks from mud and straw. You know that's how you make bricks?
Mud.
Pretty cool. Mud and straw.
And one of the pigs
They did, didn't they? The third little javelina thought for a moment, can you think, and said, may I please have a few adobes to build a house? And the man said, sí, he answered, which is yes in Spanish, the brickmaker's language. Can you say sí? Yes, you did. Sí. So the third javelina built herself a solid little adobe house, and when her brothers, thank goodness, found her, she welcomed them in and locked the door behind them. Why do you think they told her to lock the door? Aha! Because the coyote was on their trail. He's a good tracker, I bet.
A tracker,
Yeah, very
for
good
sure.
tracker.
Little pig, let me come in,
He called. The three little javelinas looked out the window first. You know, this time Coyote was pretending to be very old and weak with no teeth and a sore little paw. But they were not fooled. No, not by the hair of my chinny chin, called back the third little javelina. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, said the coyote. Well, just try it, shouted the third little javelina. So Coyote huffed and puffed, but the adobe bricks did not budge. Again, the coyote tried a little harder. Let's try harder. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. But nothing happened. The javelinas peeked out the window. Can you peek out your window? What do you think they saw? He was climbing up onto the tin roof. He gave up and started going up here and decided to make himself very skinny and squeeze down the stovepipe. Oh, he's at the stovepipe! Quickly, she lighted the fire inside of her wood stove. And the coyote squeezed and whoosh! Sizzle, 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 sizzle. And then the three javelinas heard an amazing sound. It wasn't a bark. It wasn't a crackle. It wasn't a howl. It was a scream. It was all those together like this. Yip. You'd say yip, 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 and yeep. And then a big one. Yow! And away ran a puff of smoke shaped like a coyote. The three little javelinas lived happily ever after in their adobe house. And if you ever hear a coyote's voice way out in the desert at night, well, you know what he's remembering. Yip, 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 yow! What is he remembering when you hear it? When he got his little tail burned on the little javelinas or the third little pig. The same story, isn't it? Thank you. That was The Three Little Javelinas by Susan Lowell. Good job listening. That was great.
Oh, I found some
What?
flip-flops.
You're tracking shoes
I
now.
was tracking the shoes. I
Whose
wonder if
are
anyone
those?
is missing their shoes. Look down at your
See
feet.
if anybody has
Oh,
bare
I don't
feet.
see anybody. I don't see anybody. I don't see anyone missing.
Anyone
their shoe.
missing? Is it you?
No, I don't see a soul. I don't see. Oh,
Somebody's
hi,
waving
honey.
at you.
Let's. Okay, now this white tape that goes all around the room, we're actually going to be using. You can either come inside the tape or outside the tape. But if you're on the tape,
Not-
we'll ask you to come inside or outside because we're going to do another story in a moment about that. But right now, let's get our great big old Brary Bear.
Brary Bear.
Where is Brary? Over here. Now, when you leave today, remember this, that we won't have story time on Tuesdays anymore until the last week in August. So you want to be sure and get your bear hug from big old Brary. And so we're going to let him sit up here.
He's a great
Brary,
big
will you
bear.
sit there? He is a big old bear, isn't he?
Will you stay up there for us, buddy? There you go, Tush.
Let's sing our song. Let's sing our library song.
library
Will you
bear.
lead us in that, Miss Nicole?
I would love to.
Okay, here we go.
He's the library bear.
He
3 times.
is. He's the library.
What kind?
Library.
Library bear.
Oh, he's the library bear. He's the library bear. Let's sing His name is Brary. His name is Brary, the library bear. His name is Brary, the library bear.
Please
You can
don't
clap.
scare him.
Will you clap your hands
Yeah.
with him?
Clap.
Oh, clap your hands with the library bear. Now clap your hands with the library bear. Now let's say, now stomp your feet. Oh, you have to stand up. You have to stand up. Stomp your feet with
Stompin',
the
stompin'.
library bear. Oh, stomp your feet with the library bear. Now stomp your feet with the library bear. Now can you clap and stomp at the same
Oh, good.
time?
2 times.
Now clap and stomp with the library bear. Now clap and stomp with the library bear.
Very good. You're doing it.
Let's put our hand over our heart and say, we love Brary. And this will be our last Brary song. Oh, we love Brary, the library bear. Yes, we love Brary, the library bear. Be sure and give him a bear hug. I'll trade with you, Miss Nicole.
I want him now.
On our program.
I want
Is
him
it-
now.
Okay. All right. So, and
Sweeties.
he'll be right over here in his great big library chair when you leave if you want one more hug. That'll be very, very nice. Now, also today we have a coloring sheet of our next book. So the coloring sheet looks like this. This is from the book, The Tortoise and the Jackrabbit. What's the name of the book? The Tortoise and the Jackrabbit. What's the name of the book? The Tortoise and the Jackrabbit. So you'll get one of these when you go home. You'll also get a stamp of a sunshine. And then Bob Dog wanted you to have this picture because this was his journey to the West. And he's sitting behind some prickly pear cactus. He's sitting there. So when you leave today, you be sure you have your coloring sheet, you have your picture of Bob Dog, and this picture was taken in Utah, long way away. And what? I'm not in this one. I'm not in this one. But I was on the trip. I'm just not in the picture. All right. And your stamp will be the sunshine. The sunshine. And those you pick up outside also, and this tells you about all the wonderful, wonderful programs we're doing during this summer. Let's get ready for the Tortoise and the Jackrabbit. So I'll ask everybody to sit down again. That would really be great. And this is also by Susan Lowell, illustrated by Jim Harris. Same as the book that Miss Nicole just read to you. Oh, we need a jackrabbit in the house. Have you seen a jackrabbit anywhere? If you see Jackrabbit, point to Jackrabbit, please. Oh, there's, hello, Jackrabbit. Just like in our book, there's Jackrabbit. One fine day, the desert was full of springtime magic. Seeds sprouted, eggs hatched, cactus buds bloom. And then, ah, said old Tortoise, coming out of her burrow. I feel good. I feel fast. Well, Jackrabbit started laughing when she said she felt fast. And he said, silly Tortoise, you drag that heavy shell wherever you go. As for me, I'm free, free, free. So zig, Jackrabbit leaped left. And zag, Jackrabbit leaped right. I'm the fastest runner in the desert, he bragged. Tortoise looked patiently up at him. So there they are, just like in our book, looking patiently. And she said to him, let's race. What did she say? Let's race. And so all of the animals came from near and far and decided that they would watch the race. Oh, there they are over there. Oh, yes, I see them now. Thank you. Well, I'm sure to win, said Jackrabbit. Prove it, said Tortoise. So Roadrunner said, oh, my goodness, I'll just mark the course. So Roadrunner got out his markers, and he called this the Rocky Hill. What is it? And then he went on around and on around and on around. He didn't want to mark the dandelions. He went on around and on around and on around. And this is called the Dusty Flat Place. What is it called?
Dusty Flat Place.
Dusty Flat Place. Now up here at Great-Grandfather Silvertree, who's a dogwood tree today, well, he's also going to play the role, the mesquite tree. There are mesquite trees in the southwestern part of the United States of America. And then we have the water hole, which, oh, those animals are really getting ready, just like those horses at the Kentucky Derby in their stalls. Start. Here's the start. What does it say on the back? Finish. Finish. Oh, so yes, he's ready. So here's the starting line. And Tortoise and Jackrabbit took their places side by side. Oh, watch from above, called Buzzard high in the sky, while Eagle floated, silent as a cloud. Eyeing Jackrabbit hungrily, Coyote volunteered to start the race off. So Coyote can count a little bit. So Coyote said, 1, 2, 3, which means go in Coyote language. Jackrabbit bolted away. Long, low, leap, ho, he sang. And over the rocky hill he soared in less than no time at all. Tortoise moved her scaly toes up the slope. Scritch, scratch, lump, thump, she went. Scorpion peeked out from beneath a huge rock. Tortoise inched past a blooming prickly pear cactus, and she trudged around a giant saguaro. High up in its trunk, inside a dark hole, Elf Owl opened one eye. Tortoise rustled through the desert dandelions, and here's our desert dandelions, and golden poppies. There were a lot of ants there, a lot of ants. And here's what the ants all shouted. Don't step on us, everybody. Don't step on us. Oh, I won't, cried Tortoise. And here's her book. You notice that's also the cover as well as the page. Yeah. So she lumped and bumped along. But Jackrabbit had come to the dusty flat place. That's where he was. The long, low, leap, ho, he said, and skipped across. By now, he had left Tortoise far behind, far, far behind. There he is under the mesquite tree. Under the mesquite trees, he saw a patch of tender, sweet, delicious grass, and he stopped to nibble it. By the time he had eaten his fill, he felt so drowsy that he lay down in the shade and fell fast asleep. He put his sign. Does anyone know what the sign says? Silencio. That in Spanish, that means be quiet. Silent, silent. And then suddenly, the tortoise started to plod again. She was so tired and hot. At last, she too came to this place. What's this place called? Dusty, flat place. And then she saw this old car coming her way, but she also saw a tarantula. Oh, yes, can you make your own tarantula? All you have to do is put your two thumbs together put two thumbs, back them up together, okay, like this. And then you can wiggle all 8 legs just like Tortoise is doing. Well, she's having fun playing with the tarantula. No, tarantula. No, tarantula. Go away, tarantula. And so she just lumped and bumped on and on. Oh, my. But then the car. She saw that car. It was coming down the hill. Oh, my goodness. The terrible flat monster with round rubber feet. It tried to crush her flat. There was a roar, a smell. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. She got caught by... Oh. Poor tortoise. When the dust had all settled. Yes. When the dust had all settled, Tortoise crept out of her shell. This is what she said, W-H-E-W. That spells, whew. We all say that for Tortoise? Whew. She passed Jackrabbit, and he was still snoozing. Let's snore for Jackrabbit. What's that old Jackrabbit doing? He's not even playing fair, just sitting over there. He's gone to sleep. She can't wake him up. He's forgotten what he's supposed to be doing. You could still hear him snoring, everybody. So, Tortoise went on in her own slow way. But suddenly, Jackrabbit woke up. Jackrabbit woke up. And he saw all those other animals gathered at the water hole. The quails had even brought their children, like little brown eggs on legs. And Tortoise had almost finished the finish. Oh, thank you, Miss Nicole. Look what it says now. There's the finish line. So, Jackrabbit knew that he had to make up for lost time. So he flew past light-footed deer. He somersaulted over that stinky skunk. He left Gila Monster in the dust. He never even noticed Kangaroo Rat. He hightailed it faster than ever past hairy, pig-like Javelina, and then whoops! He crashed. Everybody, he crashed. He crashed into who? He crashed into Coyote. But long low, leap ho. Oh no, oh no. Tortoise had scratched across the finish line first. All the desert animals cheered. Everybody cheer. Yay! Stand up, clap, clap. Whee! Oh my. Oh, Tortoise won, Tortoise won. Thank you, my friends. And Tortoise was presented a beautiful spring bouquet. There. Oh, cheer, cheer some more. Tortoise, Tortoise. And this is what This is what Tortoise did with her beautiful spring bouquet. She ate it. She ate it. That was Susan Lowell and Jim Harris's The Tortoise and the Jackrabbit. That's a great book. That's a fun book. Oh, and thanks to Miss Leah and Miss Michelle. Aren't they good sports to dress up in such a fun way? We are so happy to have for our last program this time Miss Nicole back with us. So I want us all to look at Mr. Matt and wave goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Matt. Goodbye.